Welcome back, sports gamers. It's the Natural. I did a video on the best defensive playbooks in Madden 19, and many of you were asking, can I do an offensive one? So of course, I mean, I do it for the subs, do it for the people, do it for the community, do all I can to get you guys better at the game. So let's start off. I'm going to go through this one much quicker than the previous one, which the video went a little bit long. So starting off, the number one, I'm not going to say best to worst. So I'm just going to say, starting off with the first playbook, the Seattle Seahawks. This is the playbook that I started with last year early on. They still are good, still a quality playbook with single black deuce close, which is still effective in the game. Halfback wheel, halfback stretch, the tight end angle, all still effective. Let's go to the pistol formation. The ace is not as the halfback strong power on the pistol ace is not as good as previous years on the run, just because how did the defense plays the run this year, and with the with the new running techniques, it's a little tougher to really break outside and do damage with that play. I do like out of the gun, the wing pair is still a formation that is pretty much, I think it's only in this playbook or not in many playbooks there. I used to love the counter out of this, but the counters just aren't as good this year. But I still like the 4 verticals out of this, as well as the PA tight end seam. And then you can go into the ace offset. The levels wide sail is one of the best passing plays of the game this year. You can just streak the left tight end, and then you can put the inside receiver on the drag, or you can leave him as is and make a read between the high-low read between the 2 receivers. And the back out the backfield is on that table route. It is just so tough to cover for the defense as well as the tight end corner. Really great play there. Especially also with the wheel, post wheel shallow, you can put the left tight end on the slant and then read the slant, read the post. Another good play. I like that set there. Also going into, they have the wide trips. Salem is a good one. The drag verticals, and they also have one of the trips tight end offset, one of the best ones in the game. The PA crossers, you just put the tight end on the drag there, and you can roll out and read between the drag and the cross as well as the post. That's a good one. The fake screen wheel is one of the glitchiest plays in the game this year. Against cover 2, it can be a bomb if you have a fast receiver in that slot. And cover 3, they'll depending on how they have their match principle set up, the outside corner will run to the slot receiver and then leave the other receiver wide open down the sideline. So that's something that is going to be fixed. But right now, that fake screen wheel is deadly, as well as the level sail. And the X under. Love the X under. You can just put that receiver on the slant and read between the slant and the post. Still have the table route and the corner route. Also, the 0-1 trap is a good run. The verticals, as always, is a good play in Madden. And you also have the inside zones running with that. So I love the gun trips offset out of this formation. And the bunch tight end is another quality one. The PA boot over is so tough to cover. Gives you so many options there. As well as the halfback off tackle and the inside switch, one of my favorites. You can just, all you have to do is streak the receiver, inside receiver going to the flat, streak that guy, and then put the other inside slot on a down and in or a drag there. And that's a really actually, I'll just scroll this one there and you can see how it set it up. You can put them on the end like that, or you can put them on the drag and just kind of read it, depending on just the back open. Someone's always going to be open on this, so that's another good formation out of that. It also has the tight slots here. The Hawks drive trail, mesh, if you read that right, mesh beats a lot of zones as well as man in the game this year. You'll see a lot of mesh concepts out of multiple formations, and out of the gun tight slots is a good one as well, because you have a bunch of speed on the field. The double stack, I don't use a ton. I do like the inside zone out of that because it really spreads the defenders out. The gun tray Y flex, it still has a lot of the same good plays in it. There's the other trips formation, the Hawks fade smash, PA crossers, levels wide corner, and the dagger. I love the dagger this year. It's in a couple of playbooks. It's tough for a user defender to cover, because you have that drag, that deep crosser going across the field, and that deep in. So if he runs with either one, you can pretty much read it. If he tries to run with the crosser, you can hit the in. If he tries to go back to the end, a lot of times the underneath route to the tight end will be open, as all the other routes ran the coverage off. So definitely like that one as one of the best. In the empty empty bunch in there as well, just to mix it in. Verticals is a tough one. Divide wheel, you can run that. Curl flat still, you streak the outside receiver. So it's still a lot of good plays and formations in this book. The go wide shake, also like the verticals, you just slant that left inside guy and make the reads from there. So a lot of good passing formations to mix it up in Seattle. Still, I started off with it last year, and I still like it this year. On to the next playbook. It is the Titans playbook, and a lot of formations in this playbook as well, but really there's only a key few that really stand out to make it amazing. The deuce close, like I said in previous playbooks, is a good one. They have a good amount of these single back formations, some effective, some not so much. I form, slot, and wing, and pro there as well. Strong, close, not effective as much as in the past, especially this one does not have a toss in it. The weak, close, flex, mesh you can still get some run off of, and the PA cross F wheel. The pistol formation, strong power, not as good as it used to be, but you can still run it. Mix that up with the draw. PA post shot is actually good out of that, and it does not have the slot close. It's more of the offset. I like the running back auto motion plays out of that, which are still pretty good. The wing slot offset in this, the jailbreak screen is really one of the underrated screens in the game. If you can get that off, I mean, that's definitely can be a big play there. These gun doubles, kind of a typical gun doubles, nothing too special out there. But the main thing about this playbook, the two formations, gun tight doubles, which is a good one with the flood, mesh spot, and the biggest is really, the trips tight and offset, which is great. PA crossers. X under is amazing, long level sail. X under, you can just kind of slant the outside receiver or leave it as is and just read the play, table route, corner route, the kind of streak down the middle of the field. It's like so many routes that get open on this one, as well as the verticals and PA crosses, as I said previously. Has the bunch, not a big, huge fan of the bunch out of this one. Doesn't have, like, mesh is pretty good, verticals as usual. I actually do like the counter Y out of this, if you can get it off. There's not obviously a defender out there. That's a good one. The tight flex is key. The PA post shot is probably the best play in the game. You can run it stock. You can mix it up with slanting the right slot guy. Mostly you just run it stock and just wait. And one of the crossers is going to get open. It's just a really great play. You can mix that in with the inside high low, with the double spot. You streak the outside receiver to the right and run the double spot. The mesh spot is good. The slot curl cross, big fan of the cross. Streak the inside guy there on that one to the left and kind of let the crosses play out, or leave it as is. Cross is really good when to mix in with that. When the halfback draw. As far as the running play is concerned, I just really like, but the main key is that PA post shot is just so deadly. I can just run it real quick. I mean, you can even take the play action off, or it's always going to be someone open if Mariota can hit the side of a barn. But on this play, this is every single time you just kind of wait. Either you got to throw it underneath, or just wait for one of the crossers to come wide open. It's just, I've winning games and ran this over and over again. It's just somebody gonna be open every single time on this. It's just nasty. So probably the best play in the game right now, because it has so many options in that, and you can run so many plays off of that. So the Titans playbook is very similar to the Rams playbook. Matt LaFleur was the former Rams offensive coordinator, is now the offensive coordinator of the Titans. So basically, the playbooks are extremely similar, and both quality playbooks. The next playbook takes us to the Cajun capital of the world, New Orleans, with one of the best passing playbooks in the game. They do have some running formation here: the single back wing tight, and the wing, as well as the ace, has the typical formations plays in it. Skinny posts. It's going. I do like the Z post, Y out. I like to drag that backside tight end and read the underneath drag, as well as the tight end out and the post there. You still got the back end, that back wide receiver, left wide receiver, making that deep end that just kills man coverage. That's a good one, as well as the wide flex and wing stack. Like the PA fork is a good one. The curl post drag, kind of read that tight end and the post as well. And tight slots is still great. Halfback pitch not as good, but the Saints flood is a good one, as well as mesh. And the halfback wheel is still nasty. Read that tight end doing the cross, the deep end. Receiver doing the cross, as well as the post that's just open against so many different plays there. As the deep post as well is another good one, and the halfback dive as a good running play out of that. Typical iPhone Pro. The pistol is not as good as it used to be, because the counter and the strong is not as good, but the cross drag still works. Verticals you can still run. Verticals is a good one out of there. But yeah, it just, the running game used to be crazy out of this, especially if you had a zone play out of the pistol bunch tight end. But the running plays aren't as effective, but the passing plays are still good. You make your right reads. A split offset, their doubles offset is pretty good. The X dagger is the one. I like the angle mash, streak the tight end, slant the left wide receiver, and read the tight end, the slant, or the running back on the angle route. Texas double post is a good one to mix that in with the flanker drive and the slip screen. That's a good set of trio plays that mix in together. The gun wide off trio is really good. That Saints outs is nasty. 2 out routes on the outside, as well as that post, and you got the back on the table route. Mix that in with the Saints cross. You kind of read the crossing pattern, as well as deep in on that one. Really good plays there that I like to. And the PA post dig shot, you can run that. The outside receiver, put them on the drag and read the drag or the crossing route, and you got the post over top. Mix it in with the halfback base. Good plays there out of that formation. And the tight offset tight end is really good out of this PA post shot seam. You can put that slot receiver to the left over, motion over to the other side of the field, and run a one-shot touchdown over that one. That's been in the game for a while. Saints spot snake, Saints drive out, and the 0-1 trap as a running play. The mesh spot also is good. Saints spot, streak that streak the receiver to the left there, put the other receiver on like a drag or a slant, and make the read for that. That back gets open a lot. The Y out halfback swing is another one. A lot of these plays you can just run them stock this year if you make your reads. I mean, this year I think it really opened up the playbooks, different plays you can run, the way that the pass defense plays, but you got to make your reads. And really, the Y flex gun tray Y flex is good. The typical plays, levels, SC corner is a good one. The fake screen wheel that I talked about that gets, beats a lot of the zones. They're gonna fix or patch that. Dagger, levels out as well. A lot of good plays out of this and that play action play as well. The empty Saint, I like to run the deep end, and you streak the left tight end. You can block both and then streak the left tight end, and then make that read of the receiver coming over the cross route or the end right there as well. That's a good one out of that. And what's really crazy, the Saints, their 5 wide is just ridiculous. The empty wide Saint, and they have, what makes this just killer is the Saints fork. Saints fork will probably be number 2 as far as best plays in the game. It's just nasty. You can put that the left receiver on a slant and read it as is. You can even streak that inside guy. You can run so many ways you can run this Saints fork. It's really tough to stop. And you just kind of mix that in with the drags. You can mix that in with the Saints under. But that Saints fork is just ridiculous. So a really good playbook that has a lot of good passing variety in the playbook in there. This PA read is still effective. The play action is Salem there is a good one. Let's see, of course 4 verticals. Everyone knows, but I've been running that since forever. This is the first Madden that put it in there. So really good passing playbook, and Saints is one of the strongest ones in the game. Heading over to Carolina for the Panthers playbook, and in my opinion, the best playbook for running or scrambling quarterbacks is what I've been running a lot this year. when I play with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Like the PA flood, something you can roll out with when you run the play action. These some good, sometimes you can block that backside tight end. The play action pass blocking is not great in the game this year, so I try to leave some guys in when I do run some play action, in case they're sending the house at you. You have some blockers. I like the wing pair out of this one. A lot of formations have the wing pair, but I like this one because it has the dive, it has the stretch, and also the counter. A lot of playbooks do not have the counter. The counter is not just crazy good as it was last year, but it's still effective if someone tries to play the stretch and the dive a little bit too much. That PAX burst cross is a good play action play there. You kind of read between the back and the cross. The backside guy, you can put him on the streak. You can put them on an in, a drag, and as well. And I like the tight end attack. That's in a lot of stuff too. A lot of good plays out of that. It has the deuce close along with the tight end angle and the halfback wham and the stretch. We all talked about how effective that is, as well as the wing. I wish they had the stretch out of this wing, but they don't. That kind of makes it not as great a formation as it possibly could be. I like the bunch dig out of this, as well as the flanker drive, and you can run the ball out of this one as well. Toss crack is not as good as last year, but it's still pretty effective. The slot flex, I do like running the toss out of this one, out of the slot flex, and the strong. Let's kind of move on, skip somebody. So, all right, what makes to me one of the best is I like the pistol formations out of this book. You can effectively run the ball, and it actually has a triple option. The option is not as great this year, but I like the fact triple option, you can hand it off right away, and if you sub a halfback there, I've broken a bunch for touchdowns and scores on that one. Particularly, I like running more out of the weak. So the weak pistol here, I like to run the power option and the triple option. So triple option, if you see they have kind of to the right is a little bit open, they're playing the power option and hand it off immediately, put a running back there in that formation, sub running back there in that spot, hand it off really quick, and you get some really yards out of that. The power option is good as well. It probably has the best block of any option in the game. I'll probably, if you guys want, I will put together a scheme on some of this, or I was planning maybe doing a series of doing a mini scheme on every playbook in the game, doing like one formation, one scheme, picking out of that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you want to see something like that, I definitely would do that. And to the gun ace, not a ton of teams have that. Some decent plays in that. It has the Panthers playbook has they have pretty much have read option out of every single passive formation, but the read option is just so unreliable this year. Like, even it's so hard to read because even a lot of times a guy will chase like he's give it to the running back and still make the play on the quarterback. So just how the pursuit works this year, it's just kind of crazy. It's really tough on the read option. Like the Salem here, I've showed it before. The clear out is a great play along with that 4 verticals. You can run it pretty much stock. The PA read, I've said that before, it's a good one. I like their empty bunch. I can run the trail, just kind of streak that first tight end and the receiver to the far left, put them on the slant, and just kind of read the crosses as they go across there, as well as the halfback draw if you have a running quarterback there, and the Z spot as well. Just streak the outside receiver, and you can run that. The empty panther, I've already said how I run the deep end, and you can run the unders formation as well as is. And what's another good one here? The empty base. Yeah, empty base is typical. 4 verts, middle, high, low. Just put the tight end on a slant there and read the slant or the post over top. The wide receiver screens, you can throw that, catch your opponent off guard. The wildcat, mix it up with a little wildcat in there as well. I've actually scored a couple of plays just running the wildcat. I haven't seen it too much, but wildcat is pretty decent this year. You can still break it, but the running game is definitely tougher, and you really have to have skill to run the ball more than ever. So as far as the Panthers playbook, I just really like this weak pistol week. Definitely going to see this a lot this year when I have Lamar Jackson and getting them on the field. You can kind of see how good the blocking is on that one. And so look at Cam always taking one already, and even Lamar Jackson's even faster than Cam. So Just kind of got to read it and just burst to the hole. Get really, really good blocking on this one. Haven't seen a ton of people. I want to get out of this. I don't want to keep running goal line. Also, you can run that play action play out of this is great too. If people kind of key in on that, it's like a little scheme. If you want, like I said, you want me to put together a little mini scheme on this, I definitely can. But I love mixing that up. That's one of my primary things. I love running this. You see they're kind of ganging up on the left. Boom. You run the triple option. Yeah, I got to sub in a halfback on that. But a lot of times you run that triple option. If you have some speed, you can just take it right outside, right around the corner. I have a slow fullback, and you can see even he picked up almost 10 yards on that. So you just kind of mix those things in together and mix in with the the play action on this one, hitting that backside post there. It's just a lot. I love mixing that up on that out of that formation and pistol. It definitely gives opponent a different look when you're passing on. Most people just pass out shotgun. Switching it up, pass out a pistol, and having the threat of the running quarterback can be something. Definitely makes the Panthers playbook a tough one. And saving the best for last, my favorite playbook in the game this year that I started, actually the first tip that I did, a first offensive tip that I did, the Patriots playbook. Love this playbook. Love the passing plays in this playbook. It really it's just such a deep playbook for passing. I mean, I pretty much just say I don't even go in the center. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm showing the under center stuff that they have in the playbook, but tight slots is a good one. Like I said, halfback wheel, typical drag cross ups, the Y flood, all quality plays. But for me, I honestly don't come out of shotgun. They got the I form, the slot that I like, tight, strong, weak as well. The weak close, run the mesh. I like the fullback power actually out of the weak close is actually a really effective run, especially if you sub if you package a running back there. Now we get into the meat of the playbook, the 17 shotgun formations that had just full of money plays, starting with the split close pats. It's just a great, the PAY shot, streak that right receiver, run it as is, mix it in with the halfback draw, the X drag trail. Is so many ways to run it. You can take the running back, you can run it as is. You can block both running backs and run it as is. Someone's bringing pressure. You can motion the left running back out, let him run that route. You can put him on a flat, put the running back on the flat, run it as is. It's just so many ways to run that. Mix that in with the halfback power, PAF slide, streak the left receiver, run that as is. Block the left running back as well. The halfback wheel, of course, we all know last year, huge play early on. Just the receiver to the right, just put him on a slant and run it as is. Read between the slant and the post. The mesh, you can run that the way it is. Mixing the halfback screen. The wide receiver corners is legit. The Z spot with that little out there. Streak the outside receiver. The table route by the running back. I mean, every A slot offset. I run the posts. I can run it as is, or the left tight end, put him on a slant and read the slant, or the running back out the backfield, or the post. Levels wide sail, streak that left tight end. You run the 0-1 trap, China double in the same way. If you have two good tight ends, I mean, there's so many good double tight end formations out of this. The gun wing flex, probably the least I run out of the shotgun formation. Don't run a ton of that. Even to their doubles, the PA read is a good one. The under seams, you can run it as is, or you can streak the left slot there, kind of read the seams and then hit the underneath route there. The Z spot, flanker drive, halfback angle. I told you guys to run that earlier. The wide sail, just put the slot receiver on an end or a drag and read that, and the halfback draw on there as well. The gun doubles wide off patch, the switch fork is great. Inside cross, mix it in with the screen there. Doubles flat. I did a video earlier. That's what I was, one of the videos earlier I was saying that I don't even use that this much, but the fact that I was really pointing out the best playbook in the game, especially when it comes to just outright shotgun, the best shotgun passing playbook in the game to me is hands down the Patriots. And you can run all these you can run them almost stock, or like the pass X curl, so slant the outside receiver to the right and read the table route, the down and out. You got the seam by the tight end, and you got the slant coming across the middle, the pat slot out, Pat's cross. You can drag that left receiver and run drags. It's just so many good formations. Trips tight end. You got the double sail, PA slot wheel. I like to take the inside receiver there and just put him on a drag. You got the drag. You got the crossing route. Then you got the post on top of that. Pat slants, PA slot corner, Pat's wide end, drive post. You can run that stock, or you can just put the running back in the flats. Like, I love this formation because being a sim player, playing in leagues, you can't just come out and just run the same plays over and over again. You got to mix it up. So this is a playbook that allows me, I could just stay in gun. I can just mix it up so many different plays. I can go through a whole game, not run the same play twice, and still be effective on offense. The bunch trail in there doesn't have the post in the back, but it still can run it, as is the mesh spot is a good one. Run the halfback bait. The Pat sail, only Pats and the Bucks have that in the playbooks. Really great play as well. Of course, the Pats verts and the halfback draw, mixing in with that. I can just go on. Tight slots is another one. The mesh switch. Out of this, those are pretty much the two ones that I run a lot. Out of the tight, doesn't have the best tight slots. That would be one small weakness, but it's so much quality, so many quality passing plays in this playbook. Gun trips, tight end flex, level sail, PA crosses, halfback angle is nice. The double in sail, verticals, PA crossers, gun trips, white ISO. I love the PA deep outs in this. You can really mix people up. You can put that inside slot on a slant, and they got to choose between the slant and the post, or you can run it as is, the smash wide fade. I like to streak the inside slot guy and read the seam, the post, or if none of that's open, you still got the end coming in late. Deep attack, that's the one. Deep attack. And so plus this formation, you got to watch out. On the right side, it's a tight end in the formation, not a receiver. So that can be advantage, disadvantage. You know, if they're pressing out and blitzing, depending, tight ends usually not going to beat the cornerback deep. So got to be mindful of that one. But if you have a quality tight end, these are some really sick formation. Trips wide flex, slot buck, 2-buck. You can put that inside guy on the slant there. You can run the double hitch post as is, mix it in with the stick. It's just so many good passes. I even like the empty ace Patriot. The Pats double in, I love that play. I can run that in various ways. Pats clear out, go wide dig. The tight end cross is another one. You gotta drag the outside left receiver there and read between the cross, the drag, or the cross around, or the end coming after that. Oh my god, I just love this playbook. The gun empty base flex. A lot of these though, you gotta look at the personnel on these. A lot of them is one running back, 3 wide receivers, and a tight end. It's not 5 wide, so it's like base personnel. So it even helps. If you have quality base personnel, you can get some mismatch. If you have a running back, this is a running back out here. If you have a running back that's a good receiving running back, if you have good receiving tight ends, you can really find some serious mismatches in a lot of these formations here. So I really love this playbook. Probably my favorite, probably what I've been running the most online. So both of my CFMs, just to keep it fresh, I'll use one, probably Panthers and one, and Pats in the other. And as the year goes on, I might switch that up. I like to keep it fresh for you guys. So that is it. That's all the playbooks that I really love in Madden 19. That's my opinion. Some people may have a different opinion. Some people may agree. Some people may disagree. But that's what I found to be effective. That I like. Honorable mentions for the Falcons, because they have the biggest playbook, just the most amount of plays. If you're somebody like in assembly and you like to mix it up and just have a ton of different formations and plays and just never call the same thing twice, Falcons is a great one. Take a look at that. Also like the New York Jets, the wide trips trio. They have deuce close and tight slots. It's a good one. New York Jets playbook, as well as the Rams, like I said, is very similar to the Titans. Offensive coordinator, it's similar. That's how they really track a lot of these things. New coach, you're gonna get a new playbook, new type playbook in Madden. Offensive coordinator or coach goes to the location. They're gonna bring that same type of plays and playbook with them. If you guys didn't realize that they actually sit down and look at every play run by each NFL team, and that's how they put the plays in the game. People just think they just come up with plays out of their head. No, these are actual plays. They sit down and watch film and get these real plays into the game. So that's how a lot of the playbook switches and changes come into the game. So that is it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to keep it short. I tried to rush through as much as possible. I still think it went so long because I just want to show you guys so much and the plays that I like. And if you want to see a breakdown on any of these, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what playbooks you guys want to see, what breakdowns you want to see. Give you more tips and anything I do to help you guys having problems with the game. Let me know. We'll do a tip video on them. So if you did like the video, make sure you drop a like. And if you love our content here at SGO, please subscribe and support me on Patreon. Turn those notifications on so you don't miss any of our content coming. This is the naturalsportsgamersonline.com. I'm out.
I was in the bando a long time. Need to get the Lambo and drive. I was in the lab, you were on my mind, but all I really